right, my friends, I did promise I'll do a video of this stuff. So let's start with the 5 number summary, which we left off, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful way of analyzing your data set. Okay. So if this was still the homework, right? So we took the numbers and we're going to arrange it from smallest to largest. Reason being, you will not be able to identify your min and max unless they're in order, for ascending order, right? From smallest to largest. So I arranged that already. And here's our 5 numbers. Our 5 numbers is the min, the first quartile, the second quartile, which is also known as the median for the entire data set, the third quartile, and the max. And I just want you to know that quartiles are all medians, right? So the first quartile is usually the median for the first half of the data set. So it's 12 data sets. So I'm going to take the first 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, drop it down the middle here. Make sure I got 6 on the other side because it looks all spread out. So here's my Q1, and the other half is usually where your Q3 is. And guys, forgive my amateur video. I'm trying my best here. Don't be laughing at me. All right. So my min is obviously easy. So my max and my min is be the two easiest number, which was 0 and 220. And the median for the entire data set, because it's an even set, it's actually going to take the 2 middle numbers and divide it by 2. And Felipe had found that for us, which was 77.5. I don't know if you want to round it up to 78. I'm sure it won't be a problem, but watch out for Pearson. It depends on what they want. Sometimes they'll mark it wrong. All right. Now, let's find Q1, which is the median for the first half. The median for the first half. Right? So you can understand what that means. The median for the first half of the data set. So if we look at the first half, it's 6. It's also even. So we'll have to find the median for the middle 2. Add them and divide it by 2, and you'll get 100. So that was actually 100. And Q3 is the median for the second half. That's also an even number. So I'll have to take my middle 2 divided by 2, and that was 102.5. Or 103 if you want to round it up. I like to work with the exact numbers. I don't know why. Because sometimes answers could vary greatly when you round it up. Like, not greatly, but by 1 or 2. Anyways, so yeah. So these are my 5 numbers. These are my 5 numbers. The min, Q1, the median, which is also Q2, Q3, and the max. Remember that Q1, Q2, and Q3 are medians. The book, they make that very clear, but I did some like research and they're medians. All right. All right. So what do we do with this information? We're going to create a box. What a name. Box and Whisker. Box and Whiskers Plot. I got to do some research into where that came from. Probably named after someone. Don't quote me. I don't want to sound ignorant. All right. So here we go. And we started this. So you create a horizontal line or horizontal axis. And you got to make sure that all your data points are in there, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create it in increments of 25s. So you got to make sure that your min and your max is within your horizontal axis, right? So 25 and 50, and I'm just going to pause it to save you guys me going through that routine there. Okay, so as you can see, I put them in increment of 25s, and now I'm going to put a little line or a dot, whatever you choose, above my 5 numbers. So my first is min. I'm going to put a line, a little line. I saw somebody put a line. It looked better than the dots. My Q1 was 100. My Q2 was 77. Apologies. I was just testing you. My Q1 is 50. I knew that didn't look right. It's 100 divided by 2. Thank you for catching that, but I was testing you. Haha. So my Q1 is 50. My Q2 or my median was 77.5, which is somewhere, I'll just estimate it right around here. My Q3 was 102. I'll just put it somewhere here. Make it a little taller than that little error that I just did. All right. And my min was 220, which I'll just put it like somewhere around here. Right. Now, you only draw the box around your medians or your quartiles. So I'm going to just name this. This was my min. This was my Q1. The median was my Q2. And the other one was my Q3. You only draw the box around your quartiles. So here we go. I'm going to put my little box around my quartiles, right? And what I do from Q1, I connect my min to my Q1. That's my first whisker on my left. And then I connect my max to Q3, which is my other whisker. And this is your box whisker plot, right? What it is, it helps you assess clusters, right? So what this says, you see, if you look at this cluster here from Q2 going to the min, is much closer, much tighter than the one from Q2 going to the max. Or from Q3 to the max or Q1 to the min, there's much more clusters. So most of my data set is found within Q1 and the min. Most of my data set, right? And it's much more spread out. See, the data is much more spread out from Q2 to my point. And also, it gives you a suspicion of an outlier. Look how far 220 is, right? That looks definitely like an outlier. So this is the box and whisker plot. And I think one of the questions was which one you prefer. Hint, hint. I know I would prefer the box and whisker plot to do my analysis, because all I got to do is find those 5 numbers and then just analyze what's happening within the two, finding my median and things like that. All right, so this is just one of the videos with regard to the homework. I'll see if I could do the rest for before Tuesday. If not by Tuesday, we'll get this right. All righty.